Thank you very much, John. Uh, Today is like one of the happiest days of my life. I'm so happy to be here. Um, I want to thank you all for coming. Shout out to the makers. But before I come to the makers, let me give a wonderful round of applause to the organizers of this wonderful event, this groundbreaking event. Uh, both fun, all of you, and everybody. I mean, John and his entire team. You guys are awesome, and that was a wonderful opening talk by what's his name again? Wonderful. Kudos to you guys. This actually aligns with my goal and vision. I'm sorry, it's raining heavily in Nigeria right now, and I hope you guys can hear me. This aligns with my goal and vision. Everything we represent at Satoshi's Journal, everything we represent at Botmecash is about Bitcoin adoption, Bitcoin education, and of course, product building. You know, I'm from a third world country, in as much as I've lived, I've been around 10 different countries all my life, including the US and like 10 cities in the US. I love New York so much. Uh, at the same time, I am black. And I've faced racial discrimination all my life. I have faced profiling all my life. And for the first time in the history of my existence, I discovered one thing that has never racial profiled me, that has never ever discriminated against me, and that's Bitcoin, the only one true asset, currency, and payment network that I can ever truly own. So I'll just go straight without trying to, take no time. I have no presentation. I just have my words, and my words are my bond. And I'll tell you guys, right? First of all, as you can see behind me, Satoshi's Journal is a Bitcoin educational news platform. We cater to the plebs. We give voices to those who are perceived as maybe tiny sat holders. So whether you're a pleb, to us, you're a will, potential will. So if you have a story that is unadulterated, that is genuine, you can share with us. We'll give you 25 sats just to incentivize your creative writing prowess. It's going to be vetted by our team. Jeremy Garcia is our CEO, and I'm glad to be on that journey with all of our wonderful creative team. Botmecash, spelled Botmecash, is also a P2P exchange in Nigeria. Although we are working on a few challenges right now, but I'm very, very glad that I have the opportunity to tap from the best here. And straight to it, there are 8 billion people on Earth, and about 1 billion of the 8 billion are in Africa. 206 million in Nigeria, the country where I'm from. Almost 20 plus million people in the city where I live, Lagos State. The payment network is completely trash. That's what I'm going to say. I have built for United Bank of Africa. We built the diaspora banking application. First one I came back from New York Code and Design Academy, Manhattan, John Street. I remember that was 2017 for one of the biggest banks in Africa, and I realized that the charges are crazy, 3, 4, 5% for cross-border remittances via Western Union, MoneyGram, and all of those things. I used to be a walk-in bank, and I just wanted to solve problems in the payment space. But then to get a license is very, very expensive. So shout out to Bitcoin, whereby you need no license, you need no authority or authorization. You can build anything you want to be. You need probably like $4 million to get an international money transfer operator license in Nigeria. And guess what? That's like a $25 to $35 billion annual remittance space via the verified channels. Of course, there are about 15 plus million Nigerians in diaspora that are maybe documented and undocumented. So the money that comes back to Nigeria annually should be via documented and undocumented, via verifiable and unverifiable channels, should be about 50 to 60 billion dollars. But let's say 25 to 32 billion via the verified channels. And you know the verified channels are the centralized platforms. And directly, that's an opportunity for you makers. There's so many problems that you can solve. For example, I gave you the numbers basically so you can see how big the market is away from wherever you may be that is not Africa. And if you're in Africa, or you're an African or you're Nigerian, kudos to you. You can build products for health, for the health sector. The health sector in Nigeria and in Africa is quite shameful. It's kind of porous. People have very limited access to health services, and it's not like we don't have professional doctors and nurses and or physicians, but because of insecurity, because of bad transportation, lack of power, and et cetera, or minimum wage, financial capacity affects people and really don't let people get access to what they're supposed to get access to when it comes to health services. And of course, the government ain't really helping. So imagine you making product that can solve something wherever you are in the world, such that people can pick up their mobile phone and quickly they can reach out to a doctor and boom, boom, bam, maybe just like we're doing this presentation right now, and I can get a service from a physician, even if it is just a little bit of advice and talk right there. We'll have less depression, less suicide, and all of that, because some people just need a little bit of talk and they'll be fine for the rest of the day or for the rest of their life. That's one. The remittance sector is very, very big. If you are a maker, and Bitcoin is money, you should design things around money. Obviously, things around payments. If Nigeria alone remits $25 to $32 billion back home annually, and it is being shared amongst the centralized platforms, I mean the SWIFT of this world, the Citibanks of this world, the Western Union, the MoneyGram, etc., and all other fintech centralized powered companies that have gotten all types of investments are the ones milking these opportunities. And what are you doing? You already have Lightning that makes things very easy and faster than Visa and MasterCard. Start to think about that, my brother. There are so many companies in Nigeria right now, and I must tell you across Africa, because Nigeria is like number 2 when it comes to the adoption of Bitcoin all over the world. That really, these companies really need the services of developers. Whether it is voluntary services, whether it is for humanitarian purposes, whether it is for direct businesses, and they will pay you well. As a matter of fact, there are companies that don't even have CTOs. For example, our company, Botmecash, you would be surprised, we do not have a CTO yet. So I put this to you makers out there. Who wants to be our CTO? We have a clean slate of 100% equity on my table, and I'm looking for wonderful people to give something. If you're wonderful, we'll pay you. At the same time, we credit you with some equity that will make you feel good and make you concentrate and have value from your talent. And there's so many companies in Nigeria and in Africa that are looking for those opportunities. What about bilateral trades, imports and exports? A friend of mine did about $40 million US worth of transaction in multiple cryptocurrency recently, but of course, Bitcoin on top of the food chain. I think Bitcoin took about $20 million out of it, and we were different parties that pulled the deal. Sometime last year, about 4 different OTC parties. OTC means over the counter, right? So there are big companies in Nigeria and multiple places in Africa, all over the world, that want to move money, but the stress that the banks give them make them want to move that money through other stress-free payment rails, payment opportunities, and they are looking at Bitcoin now. And I'm not playing. This is very, very huge. Even though the central banks of multiple countries are stopping the on-ramping and off-ramping from the banks into the exchanges with their executive orders and all of that. Obviously, in Nigeria, where I am from, there is no law for or against Bitcoin. So Bitcoin businesses is thriving. But I tell you, people are doing over-the-counter and they're doing peer-to-peer transactions. So if you have a peer-to-peer technology, peer-to-peer infrastructure that can merge or can be accessed by creative developers over here too, or anywhere around Africa. Don't forget, there's 1 billion people in Africa. Nigeria alone, 206 million people. And whatever business you do here, it's like you have your beach, right? And you have sands that are your customers. And so you would really prosper. And I'm talking to the makers because I'm a businessman, and I would really like to discuss the business with you. My concern is you're investing your sweat equity, you're investing your skill capacity, you're investing your time, even your hard-earned money, with the hopes that one venture capital list and all of that can come your way. We have been running Botmecash now for almost 2 years. I have been in Bitcoin for about 5 years myself, and even though I bought at first in 2013, but I didn't know, I thought it was a scam. I sold it in 2015. I hopped back in 2016 when I was in New York. And what am I saying? There are opportunities for you at a very, very large scale, whether it is in agriculture, whether it is in the educational sector. Imagine young kids, because I train children about Bitcoin education in Nigeria. If you go to my Twitter page, you would see my pinned tweets. I educate children and they call me Uncle Bitcoin. Their minds are so very open. They love to learn, right? They love to learn about money. I was unfortunate while I was growing up. I never learned about money. I learned about money the hard way. I don't have a financial background. I'm not a banker, but I'm building banking services. And now I own a bank. Yes, a bank of now and the future, without paying $2 million or $3 million to any government organization, although they're charging us about $1 million now in Nigeria for a virtual asset service provider. But we're trying to have that conversation with them. But I have a daughter, a 3-month-old plus daughter, who would like to learn about Bitcoin from her dad and from any brilliant person all over the world. So if you're a maker over there, I want to see the things you're doing for kids of the future. Because in the next 15, 20 years, many kids will ask us, did you spend paper money like cowries, right? Like some of us don't believe that cowries was spent. Did you truly spend paper money, daddy? And because they're going to be spending Bitcoin. Many of this crypto will fall off, right? So a child that is 3 months old today, by the time she's 15, 20 years, imagine what would have happened to Bitcoin adoption. Hyper Bitcoinization would have been probably 70% by then, especially in Africa, because of our inflation rate is 17% in Nigeria and way over that in multiple countries in Africa. So do something for the kids. You cannot imagine the number of user acquisition that can come your way. Wrapping this up real quick, so I won't take the time of other speakers. I would just like to say that whatever it is that you're making or building, make sure you have integrity. Integrity is very, very important in this space. If you would get the right opportunity, people would like to know that your product is secure. You don't want to hide things in your codes that will be funny. You don't want a situation whereby people will start having issues with transactions, like, oh, we're trying to transfer our Bitcoin off the exchange and it's not possible. I have practical experience because we have thousands of users, and I can tell you, the moment your technology starts to do all of those things, you know how Bitcoiners are, right? And not just Bitcoiners, individuals in general, like they're not going to be very happy with that type of experience. So you want a seamless customer service, right? Whatever products you're building, you need a great team. A tree cannot make a bush. Like one tooth can never make a set of teeth. So you need to have a great team. You need to have the sincerity of purpose behind whatever it is that you're doing and the willingness to succeed. I would tell you, you need security. Your anti-money laundering systems must be clear, must be put in place properly, because some jurisdiction may want to ask you about all of that. You should also be preparing for regulation. Bitcoin cannot be regulated, but as an exchange or whatever platform that you're going to be, whether custodial or non-custodial, because in as much as we all Bitcoiners preach, take your Bitcoin off the exchanges, you know that some people can't even keep their phone number in their head, not to now talk of keeping key informations and etc. etc. So I would advise you that whether you're building custodial services or non-custodial services or an API or an open source project, try as much as possible to ensure that whatever you are doing is open. Your transparency must be top notch. You must be as white as snow, even whiter than that. When you look up into the sky, you see no distortion, right? You see no hindrance. That's how your product should be. The moment you start to hide things in your product, you will not be different from Luna, even though you're building on Bitcoin and or Lightning. That's what I'm going to tell you. So it's very, very important that you remain truthful, you remain sincere. For makers, your numbers are very, very important. VCs will come. Forget about what they're doing in the larger fintech space. This our ecosystem, the Bitcoin ecosystem. VCs are everywhere. If you are truthful, you will find VCs, right? We haven't taken investment because I am quite comfortable. But then it's very, very necessary for you to add people to your journey. So we are also going to be adding people to our journey, people who will help us grow, people who will guide us to success, people who will give us the network, people who will connect us to the larger market with their own market experience. You cannot underestimate or undermine the quality or the power of the knowledge that is embedded in this Bitcoin ecosystem. Try as much as possible not to be toxic. Leave what they're doing in the larger crypto ecosystem. They're going to have a problem someday. It's going to go bust. You can see what is happening. Shout out to Corey of Swan Bitcoin. I love what he's doing. Putting the voice out for potential product that's going to have problem. And there's so many Bitcoiners over there that you can learn from. Do not discriminate. When you see a Bitcoin project, support them. Everything is not about money. If it were about money, Satoshi himself, Nakamoto, wouldn't have given us this wonderful, unique savior, I call it. They call it savior in terms of currency, assets, and whatever it is that we have right now. Of course, Nigeria has launched a digital currency called CBDC, right? E-Naira, but the adoption is very low. In as much as it is low, I'm sure they're going to enforce it on us, but people will experience the surveillance, they will experience all types of shady deals that the government have been doing in fiat already, and they will want to opt out. And when they're opting out, they will not opt out into where their fingers or their hands are going to get burnt. They will opt out from wherever they're getting burnt into the most available, the most preferred Bitcoin opportunities, product opportunities. So for makers, whether you're building for savings, whether you're building for farmers, whether you're building for shipment, whether you're building for e-commerce, anything that you're doing at all, look at the problem that you're solving. Make sure it is a real world problem. You don't want to go and solve problems in the sky that is not existing right now, right? Shout out Elon Musk and what he's doing. But you want to solve real world problems. As you can see, Africa is a very big market. I speak for the world as a Bitcoiner. Bitcoin knows no color, knows no boundary, doesn't need visa or passports. You don't need any licensing to get into the Bitcoin ecosystem, but you must understand what the market is saying, right? If you have the skill, try as much as possible to zoom out and look into the horizon and try to say, how big is this market? How big can I really go with my skill? 1 billion people in Africa, if you get 0.5% of that market, you're doing well. Have the mindset of partnership, have the mindset of relationship, speak very well, package your social media, whether it is LinkedIn, Twitter, Telegram, anywhere you have been found. Make sure you don't talk in an irresponsible way. Let people see you like a potential founder and or a maker of repute. It's very, very important. You can braid your hair, you can wear earrings, but you can wear chains, you can do whatever you want to do. But the words that come out of your mouth should be reputable, should be bankable, should be reliable, should be dependable. You are not your hair. You are not the color of your skin. You are the soul that lives within you. So whatever it is that you're doing must be creating an impact in the world. If you do not have an impactful project, if you do not have a project that will touch human lives, that will change governments, that will change, that will curb terrorism, yes, you can create product that can curb terrorism financing. You can, whatever product that you created around Bitcoin and Lightning, make sure that you have some empathy when you are laying down the value, the core values of that project. And that way you will remain a winner all the rest of your life. Do not really worry too much about the money first. Worry about the value that you are offering. Once it is good, once you have a case study or a product that is testable, that is valuable, it doesn't have to be the best. It doesn't have to be perfect. Bitcoiners have a positive way of thinking. They are forthright. They will help you grow. They are helping us grow. A lot of Bitcoiners are talking to us from different parts of the world, giving us their support, helping us to find possible ways to get by. And that's what you will continue to experience. And lastly, before I go, because we give 25,000 sats to wonderful articles that are from Bitcoiners, if you are a technical person, obviously I'm talking to all the makers here and to all of our wonderful listeners. Satoshi's Journal is a very new Bitcoin education platform. Shout out to the leaders in the industry, Bitcoin Magazine. We're trying to model around what they're doing and even better in our own way. We would give you incentivize your technical write-ups, your experience, anything at all that is good, as long as it pass through our editorials, 25,000 sats. And you know, one sat matters in case we get to $1 parity. A sat matters a lot. And for the winners and or anybody who is going to be on the top 4 list, whether you're the winner, first runner up, second runner up, third runner up, or you're the person that's going to earn the $100 for your UI UX design eventually. I'll say this: I didn't consult my co-founder, I didn't consult anybody on our platform, but I want to say this with humility to all of my team. Permit me to just take this decision as the CEO and co-founder of the company. The top 4 winners who are getting prizes on Satoshi's Journal, I say to you right now that from the moment you are out, we would give you exclusive 1 year, no cost, at no charge, 1 year exposure to whatever it is that you're doing. Whether it is week in, week out, or bi-weekly or bi-monthly, as long as you're doing something credible, as long as you've not started shitcoining or you're not derailing, we would support you for 1 year. So the top 4 winners, the man who's going to go home with, or the woman or the team that will go home with 1,600, you have a platform for the next 1 year where you can put your story, your content, and anything that you're doing at zero cost to you. Same thing to the last, or not the last, but not the least, the $100 price taker. And that's on the side. Then I also have some sats to actually give. I'm looking at it. I don't want to call too much bogus figures, but I'm looking at. But I want to actually give out something. But I would like to consult my partner with the co-founder of Satoshi Journal, Jeremy Garcia, to see how much we can donate to up the value of the prize winners eventually. I believe makers should be rewarded at a very higher scale than what it is right now. Shout out to the organizers. I want to use the opportunity to call on sponsors, call on anybody that loves the growth of Bitcoin in general. These are the people that will increase adoption. I educate kids because I want to increase adoption. Bitcoinization will not happen if we don't build the product. These products are the products that will change the way people interact with Bitcoin and money in general. So I'm looking forward to, before the end of the year, I already spoke to John before this meeting, maybe like 10,000, 15, 20,000 that will be so juicy for more people to get into this space. Because in the other fintech spaces, in the centralized space, you can see the type of money that they throw around over there. But because it is not about the money, I'm very happy that you all came, that you're giving your best. Some of you actually have Bitcoins, even more than the offer, but you just want to try your hand in competitive environments and see what you can learn and friends you can make, the network you can actually create. So if you have a business, you want to showcase, Satoshi Journal is there for you to showcase that. And anybody that would like to sponsor this program, I recommend it. But I'll come back before the end of the entire hackathon. Maybe it might be announced by the organizers what myself and Jeremy Garcia, the CEO of Satoshi Journal, would be adding to the 2,600, so it can be splitted evenly across for all of the winners. And if you do not go home with a prize today, I just want you to know that the opportunities are there for you. It doesn't mean you will not be the one building the $1 billion product tomorrow. We are not competitors in this space at all. As long as you're doing Bitcoin, we are all one family, because I don't see us as against fiat monetary system. I see us that we are going to complement them. So it's either they play ball or they lose out. So thank you all for listening to me. If I have not said some things that you hope to hear, sorry, I didn't prepare a speech, neither did I prepare a presentation. It's coming off the top of my head because I just created this small space around my office, and just to have this conversation with you, I have to go back to work. But I'll be glad to join you all in spaces pretty soon. So shout out to the organizers. Satoshi Journal is your home. We would love to be a part of anything you're doing from now henceforth, because I told John, we also want to plan and execute an hackathon, and now we would organize these in partnership with both and fund. This is going to be the biggest thing in the next 2-3 years. I tell you, if you're not a part of this, you might be losing out. And people that participated now will be seen as legends in the next maybe 2-3 years. So thank you all. I salute. Shout out to Bitcoin. Shout out to Bitcoiners. I love you all. May God bless you. Keep creating, keep making. You will succeed.
So I think it did a job, getting to build hype there. I'm super excited now. I think I'm gonna go and hack on something. We had someone who wants to get in contact with you as well.
So anytime you want to have a conversation, feel free. I will be there to have a conversation with you. If you have anything you want to showcase, for now we are not charging. We're charging $0, right? If you have anything you want to showcase at all, because of both and fun, anything at all, whether you're a listener, as long as you are doing Bitcoin and you are verifiable, we will not trust you. We will verify, right? We would give you a platform for expression on Satoshi's journal, right? And everything that I say here, you can take it to a bank. Contact me, DM me on Twitter. I'll give you my phone number if it's worth it. I'll take a meeting with you anytime, and let's see where we can get to. Anybody, anywhere you are in the world, we are one family as long as you have Bitcoin.
There was one question. What's the best way for someone who's not technical to contribute?
We have few coders, right? Obviously, this is why Boats and Fun are doing this, because they want to encourage as many coders as possible to get into the space. But if you're not a coder, you can write wonderful articles. You can write technical articles without being a technical person. Just take meetings with technical people. Go into spaces, learn from technical people, check their tweets, check the comments under the tweets, ask them questions, DM them, create an article, send it over to us. Once the editor feels is a go, in less than 48 hours, you have 25,000 sats. When we publish and we send you 25,000 sats, it's easy. We don't plan to stop tomorrow. We don't plan to stop next year. Why are we doing this? It's not like we are $1 million company. It's not like I'm a billionaire or I'm a whale, but I know the burden of anybody who is creating content, right? Creating content is giving your intellectual time, your intellectual capacity. It comes from the head, and sometimes for just a 500-word article, it might take you 3 weeks to put that together. And some people can put that together in 30 minutes. But whatever it is that you can do, as long as it is Bitcoin and it has value, reach out to us. Just go to www.satoshis.com, Satoshis with the S, SATOSHIS, journal.com, and find the contributors or the writers form, fill it quickly. Somebody will get back to you. Whatever it is that you can do, as long as it is forthright. Anything that has to do with scam, please don't communicate with me. People send a lot of DMs with me and try to tell me, twist me into different things. I'm not going to respond to you, right? I'll most likely block you. But if it is wonderful, we will take it. Whether you are white, black, brown, anyone, whoever you are, especially the plebs, voice for the voiceless. That's who we are. I mean, we don't mind if
Let's go.
and you want to contribute, but wherever you are, you want to contribute, reach out to Satoshi Journal, reach out to me. I'll make sure our editors, our news lead, they get back to you. If you want an exclusive interview, we have reporters, we have presenters who would reach out to you if what you're doing has value. And voila, you would be on our platform just like that.